The PremierLiga begins for Matchday 1 and we are here for Match of the Day, as my name is Gary Walker and I'm here to present to you all the 10 matches for all in Matchday 1 of the Republic States PremierLiga, and these are the matches, starting with the main matches here today, as we are going to have Addis Gunners playing as a newly promoted side Iceberg Forest. Erik ten Hag's first game in charge for Inter is going up against Padres Impact, as they qualified for the UEFA Champions League last season but failed through the Champions League group stages, unfortunately so during last week. And the official highlights for all the other Premier League matches, non-televised, will be broadcasted here today for Matchday 1. Now let's get into the official big match here today, starting first as Addis Gunners, a team who failed to qualify into any European competition last season. They had a managerial change during the pre-season as Joachim Löw was sacked as manager for Addis Gunners, and they appointed the Hassenfield Terriers manager to take over the job, David Wagner, as his team will be going up against Iceberg Forest, a team who came first in Division 1 last season and got promoted to the PremierLiga for this season. And your commentator for this matchup here today will be Trevor Andrews. Thank you there, Gary. And this is the big matchup here today for Iceberg Forest, their first ever top division matchup for the first time since 1998, when they were last relegated from the division 24 years ago. And they got their first contest, their first game is against one of the toughest teams who actually won the PremierLiga way back in 2016, Addis Gunners. And Addis Gunners, of course, have got a new managerial change under their regime, as Joachim Löw, after his 4-year spell as manager for Addis Gunners, came to an end during pre-season as he was sacked after not finishing in any European places last season, disappointingly so. But for Iceberg Forest, they've got a very good team they've got as well, as some of the players you might be familiar to from last season even jumped ship to this Iceberg team after that team was relegated, RB Newport and Kings Park Rovers last season, and so most of their players have jumped ship to these newly promoted sides for this season. And now there's a chance here now for Scott Hodgson here. Hodgson! Oh! Could have been. Iceberg Forest could be in the lead. And that could have been 1-0. That could have been just right there. It was a good ball. It was nicely placed there from Santi Cazorla. And he found that to Scott Hodgson. It could have been 1-0, but it's still goalless. And now here's Suarez now. Now Aubameyang. Aubameyang won the ball here. Aubameyang, and he puts it in. And Addis Gunners are now 1-0 up in the first 7 minutes of the game. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang scores and they are in the lead in this matchup. Very nice and composed right there from Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. He puts it into the nice bottom left corner of the goal, and it is 1-0 to Addis. Very good goal, massively fantastic. It was a good composure that was there from him, and it's now 1-0 to Addis. And Iceberg Forest were standing like statues. They were not really had one chance in goal, obviously from Scott Hodgson, but Addis are in the lead. Now here's Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and now Suarez is through here. Oh my God, it could be 2-0 here. It could be, and it's 2-0. And Addis have just scored 2 goals in the space of 15 minutes in their first opening game of the Premier League season. And what a goal from the Uruguayan. And unfortunately, De Bruyne couldn't save that one. And it's now 2-0 to Addis. Yes, I've got to say, fantastic ball there from Aubameyang. And he made Luis Suarez place into that bottom left corner to make it 2-0. Now here's Kroos. Now Angel Di Maria. Now Di Maria now to Aubameyang. Now Suarez here. Aubameyang could be through here for 3-0. And it is 3-0. And they've scored 3 goals in the last 25 minutes in the first half. And David Wagner's first game in charge as manager for Addis has gone to a good start. Yeah, very good start. And they've done very well. I know they've been practicing in pre-season before the league begun. And they really played well, and they are leading by 3-0. Now it's Mesut Ozil. Ozil. There's a chance here for him. He will cross in from Ozil, make it 4 perhaps. So from Aubameyang, could have got a hat-trick there he could have done, but didn't. And now it's Deco. Now it's Jake Samuels. Now James Simo. Now to Di Maria now. Oh God, Di Maria on the attack here now for Addis. There's a chance here for Luis Suarez to make it 4-0 here. And a good defending there from Iceberg. Cameron Carter there did very well to really keep it tight at the back. I know they conceded 3 goals, but they've really kept it tight at the back, and now it was offside. It could have been, but it was offside. The flag was up for offside there, and Adders could have tried to get 4, but offside. And now here's Iceberg now. Valencia. Oh my God, Valencia, this shot, and it was saved by Oliver Kahn. Oliver Kahn made a great save out of that there for Adders. Very nice save it was. And it was a good ball, it was beautifully there. And gave it to him, and save there from Oliver Kahn. And it's now going to be a corner for Iceberg Forest. Iceberg getting a bit of an opportunity in this game, the team who are newly promoted to this division. And Deco will take this corner. He used to play for Kings Park Rovers last season, he did, but he's now joining Iceberg Forest for this new season in the top division. And to keep his top flight status he wants to keep as a player in his career. And now we are going to half time in this match here at the Gunner Park Stadium. As we are here as Adders Gunners 3, Iceberg Forest 0. And now here's Ozil. Now here's Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, he's through. Aubameyang, oh, it's a foul that is, that's a reckless foul, he could be off for that, he could be. And it could be sending off, no, it's a yellow card there for, yes, that's a yellow card there for Jorgensen. And Jorgensen's there being booked by a yellow card. He's got a booking he's got in this matchup. And he just took out Aubameyang recklessly right there. He wasn't the last man, he wasn't. I thought he was, but he wasn't. It's a free kick for Adders. Now is Leon Sago here. Could be a chance here. Oh, he's just hit the wall right there. And now he's Mesut Ozil. A chance maybe. Oh, no, it's not. Now Iceberg won the ball back there. Very, very nice. And now Aubameyang won the ball back here for Adders. Now crosses it in. And now it's offside. But it's diving in on that Suarez there, but the flag's been out for offside there. So that wasn't very good. And now here's Adders here, now Suarez now to Aubameyang. And Aubameyang, Carter. Okay, now boot the ball away now. There's a chance perhaps so potentially here. Suarez, oh, save. Great save there for De Bruyne, the goalkeeper. It was offside anyways, he was, but it could have been. It could have been. That's a substitution been made here for Iceberg. 2 subs. And now is Yang Akpu. Chance for Yang Akpu here for Iceberg. And Akpu scores. And the newly promoted side Iceberg have got a bit of a pride, a bit of consolation goal right there from them. And they've scored, and they made it 3-1 at the moment. They've got a goal back in the game as Iceberg have scored, and it's now 1 goal back for Iceberg. Now there's a free kick here now for Adders here. Now to Ryan James. Now Daley Blind. And now here's a chance in the Mesut Ozil here. Now Ozil to Suarez here, could have been 4. Oh, it's a goal. It's 4-1. And Adders have equalised, and they've absolutely destroyed Iceberg here today. Iceberg have been destroyed, and they have scored another goal. And it is 4-1 to Adders Gunners. They've absolutely destroyed them in this matchup here today. And they did very well in that, and it's now 4-1. And Iceberg really did well, in fact, to try and do something in this match in their first ever game in the top division. But it's now 4-1, and the game officially ends as Adders take the 3 points in their first game of their PremierLiga season. Kicks off very well under their new manager David Wagner as they won here today by 4-1. That was a nice win it was there for Adders Gunners as they won here today by 4-1, and they really kick off the league under their new manager David Wagner in a very good start, and they did very well to do that today in their match at Gunner Park Stadium. And now let's go into another big match here today in the PremierLiga for Matchday 1. It's Erik ten Hag, a guy who obviously was appointed as manager last summer after the season ended after the departure and the sacking of Thomas Tuchel. He wants to make sure that Inter Taloga can really be successful in his 10 years manager. For his beginning, he's got to play against Paris Impact. And your commentator for this game here today is going to be Joshua Cole. Thanks there, Gary. And we are here for this big match here at the Santo Park Stadium in Erik ten Hag's first game in charge as manager for Inter Taloga. as they are taking on this Padris Impact, the team who actually failed to qualify into the round of 16 of the UEFA Champions League last week, when they did actually draw to Marseille, and Werder Bremen were the ones who came second in that battle of Europe, and unfortunately they'll be the ones who are playing in the Europa League instead. All that hard work they had last season to finish in 4th position, they bottled it in the Champions League. But their first league game will be up against Inter Taloga, a team who even did not qualify at all in any European competitions last season when they came 8th last year. But hopefully Erik ten Hag, the new manager, can really help Inter Taloga get some results in the bag. But for Padris, however, their aim is to try and be better than 4th from last season. And let's find out if they can kick on, do well at the start of this game here today in the first game of the season. And now here's Griezmann. Now it's David Beckham here now. Now Beckham now to Mbappe. Mbappe now. Now to Lisandro Martinez. And it's gone wide. The new signing they signed from Ajax, from Erik ten Hag's team. He didn't do as great that one. He didn't. From that strike he put in there. Now big boot there from Hugo Lloris. Now Lacazette. Now Griezmann. And now Griezmann now to David Beckham. Now Beckham now to Griezmann here. Now to Anthony. Now Anthony now crosses it in here. Could be a chance here. Oh, it's gone wide. It could have been. It really could have been. And Beckham there really gave that opportunity right there. And it was a good opportunity there for a cross from Anthony. And then there was a header there, but it's gone wide. And now here's Anton Griezmann on the attack. Now Griezmann. And it's a goal. And Anton Griezmann puts it into the back of the net. And Inter Taloga are 1-0 up in this matchup in the first 15 minutes of the game. Yeah, great goal. Beautiful goal as well from Anton Griezmann. He did very well in the attack. He really ultra-attacked the attacking wise, and it did very, very well. Very, very well. And yeah, 1-0 to Inter Taloga. And he really put that into that bottom left corner. And he makes it 1-0. And it was a good, nice ball there. It was there from Anthony to assist Griezmann. And he puts it in the first goal of Erik ten Hag. And now here's Frankie de Jong. Now to Mbappe. Now Mbappe now lost it. Okay, now Griezmann here for a second goal, and he does. And Inter Taloga have scored another goal. And the same guy scored the first, scored the second. And I think Erik ten Hag will definitely be impressed with how the way his work was, like his ethic in this game was about. Because he scored 2 goals in this matchup. And when he's watching this in the dugout, he'd be very proud on his first start as manager of this great team. And now here's Nicola Pepe. Could cross in from Pepe now. Okay, that was a lost ball right now. Frankie de Jong now lost it now back to Lemar. And now here's okay, that's going to be now a corner now for Padris Impact. And now Zinedine Zidane will take the corner here for Padris. Now, could be a chance here. Could be. Oh, save. And Donnarumma saved it right there. And it's now going to be half-time here at the Santo Park Stadium. As it is Inter Taloga 2, Padris Impact 0 at half-time. And now here's Lemar. Now, Yuri Tillemans. Okay, that wasn't great there. Now is Dumfries. Now is Anthony. They lost it there now to Lemar. Now throw in there now to Yuri Tillemans. Now Lacazette. Could be. Now Nicola Pepe. Okay, good defender there, nicely, beautifully there from Beckham right there. Now Tillemans. And now here's Lacazette. Lacazette here now for Padris. And now Nicola Pepe now. Back to Lacazette. Now Lacazette now to Pepe. Could be a chance here for a shot. Oh, it's gone wide. And Padris are losing this game. They could lose their first game of the season. They could do at this rate. But they can't even find a way to put the ball into the back of the net. Yeah, Padris, we know they did foul, of course, to qualify for the round of 16 of the Champions League. But they couldn't even foul to win their first matchup of the league this season. But now Zinedine Zidane will cross it in. And now Zidane, oh, that was nice, but it went wide. And the huge win was a huge win for Inter Taloga. They win in Eric Ten Hag's first game in charge as manager for Inter Taloga, and Padres failed to win here today as Inter Taloga 2, Padres 0. It was an unbelievable game. It was an unbelievable game for our team on how the way we played, and it was exciting for me as a manager of this new team. I want to try to be successful in this club, and it's not just for me, but it's together. And I want the whole team to unite together and bond together, and we want to work hard every match. And today's result was fantastic that we got the first win of the season. Well, we did not play as nice football today in the first game of the season. We failed to qualify for the Champions League round of 16 last week, and to lose a league game. The first game of the season is I'm not taking it lightly, and the players will have to train very hard. They're going to have some drills put into them during the week. We've got to perform like this better next week when we play against Los Angeles away from home. Okay, thank you very much there, Chris Vergalta. Bonjour. It was a nice, good win. It was, of course, for Inter Taloga. They got themselves the first 3 points of the season, and they'd be very damned happy to get the result in the bag in the first league game of the season. And now we are going to look at the highlights for all the other games happened for Matchday 1 of the PremierLiga. This is Cobham Town's first ever top flight game in their club's history, and they did very well to start the game and had a shot there closely from Oscar Coleman, but it was saved by goalkeeper Jan Oblek. But Goldfield Boys United had to wait into the second half to get their first goal of their league campaign from a bicycle kick from Tino Werner. And then Paul Pogba was actually fouled one of the players for Cobham Town, Michael Saville. And he'd given away a free kick in the 56th minute of the matchup. Then Cobham had a free kick to put the ball into the box. But it wasn't, as Goldfield hit on their counter-attack and actually scored in the other end to make it 2-0 to Goldfield. As Kieran Tierney did pass the ball to Bale, and then Bale passed the ball to Cavani. And all he had to do is give the ball to Eden Hazard and then give it back to Cavani. And all you have to do is hit it in to make it 2-0 to Goldfield Boys United in the matchup. Then it was a foul. It was from Kevin De Bruyne, who fouled Edward Thomas to make it a free kick for Cobham Town, as he was warned by the referee not to do it again, otherwise he could be booked, perhaps so. But the referee was very nice to give it no booking, that's all, in that challenge there whatsoever. And then Goldfield Boys United extended their lead to make it 3-0 to themselves, as it was a great opportunity for Goldfield to win the ball back, to give the ball there to Tino Werner to make it his second goal for the game for Goldfield Boys United. Very nice placing move there from Tino, the German. And then Goldfield trying to make it 4-0, but it was a great save from the goalkeeper, Mark Green, to keep the ball out. And it could have been a goal, it could have been. It was a nice save from him. The game ended at Cobham Town Stadium, as it was Cobham Town who lost the game in their first ever top flight match against Goldfield by 3-0. The champions of the PremierLiga holders did get their first goal in the first 7 minutes of the matchup from Usain Bolt to make it 1-0 against United. Cristiano Ronaldo almost scored to make it 2-0 to the Georgington Red Devils from a cross from Roberto Carlos from a corner, but it was saved over the bar from Ben Foster, the goalkeeper, for United. But Hashtag United really gives it a heck of a match they did against the Red Devils, the defending champions of the Premier League, as Pablo Di Canio could have scored to make it 1-1, but it went wide. But the Red Devils carried on attacking Hashtag United, as obviously Roberto Carlos gave the ball nicely there to Wayne Rooney to give the ball to Kai Havertz. And then he could have scored to make it 2-0, but it went wide. And then of course Kai Havertz gave the ball to Ronaldo to give the ball to Usain Bolt, and he scored, and the Red Devils scored to make it 2-0 to extend their lead by 2-0 against Hashtag United. But then Jeremy Lynch for Hashtag United scored to get a goal back in the game. Could be maybe a comeback potentially so for Hashtag, as it was Billy Wingrove gave the ball to his other F2 teammate Lynch to score, and they got 1 goal back for Hashtag. Praise maybe they could come back in this matchup potentially. But however, that wasn't the case, because the Red Devils tried to make it another goal into the game by Wayne Rooney, but it went wide. But then Hashtag were really hoping and praying they can get another goal to make it 2-2 comeback against the Red Devils. It was close though by Jeremy Lynch, but it was a great save from Chris Bailey. Despite Hashtag's efforts in this match against the defending champions of the league, they failed to win here today, as he lost by 2-1 to the Red Devils. And then Mo Salah made it 1-0 to Chesco Blue Tigers in the first 20 minutes of the matchup. It was a great assist from Sadio Mane, and the Terriers' defence was very half asleep. And then of course again Hassonfield Terriers had some chance in this matchup, but it wasn't, because Chesco Blue Tigers won the ball back in the middle of the pitch and trying to make it now 2-0, as Sadio Mane went all the way 1v1 to the goalkeeper, but then gave it to Salah, and all he had to do is give it the ball to Marco Reus to make it 2-0 for Chesco Blue Tigers, and they extended their lead to 2 goals at the C Pro Stadium. And in the second half, Chesco Blue Tigers carried on dominating the Hassonfield Terriers. That was a beautiful cross from Eriksson to cross it into Marco Reus to make it 3-0 from a beautiful diving header that he put in to the back of the net to make it 3 to Chestico. And then of course Chesco Blue Tigers, before the end of the match ended, they scored another goal to end the match by 4-0, as Marco Reus could have got a hat-trick, but it wasn't the case, because it was a good ball in from Mane to give the ball to Salah to make his second goal in the game, like Marco Reus's. as the game ended, as it was Cheska Blue Tigers won the game by 4-0. It started in the 15th minute of the matchup when they scored the first goal of the game for Prantos, as Haaland really ran the ball with a solo throughout the whole defenders of Grasshoppers United, and then gave the ball to Devin Williams, and all he had to do is place a sweaty to Ronaldinho to make it 1-0 to Prantos. Prantos were even hungry even more to get another goal in the game, but it was denied by the goalkeeper, Ospina, when Kaká had a shot, and it was saved by Ospina, the Colombian. In the 34th minute of the matchup, Prantos made it 2-0 in the game, as Erling Haaland gave the ball nicely to Kaká to Robert Cliff, and then Cliff, of course, had the ball back for 1-2 to Devin Williams, and placed it to make it 2-0 to Prantos. And finally, Erling Haaland has got his first goal on the score sheet of the new season of the PremierLiga, as it was 3-0 goal from Erling before half time. But in the second half, Prantos kept on charge even more to try and get a fourth, but however it went wide by Erling Haaland. Tried to get a second, but he failed to do that. Then the Prantos midfielder Savage took out Giovanni Chaluso and got a free kick from that, as Grasshoppers were awarded a free kick in the 75th minute of the game. The free kick was very dreadful for Grasshoppers, and he tried to pick it into the box, but it was headed away from Prantos' defender. But before the game ended, Prantos wanted to try and get a fourth goal, but it hit the post when Devin Williams gave the ball to Haaland. Haaland was 1v1 and trying to place it, but it hit the post, and it was still for 3-0. And the match ended, of course, between Grasshoppers and Prantos, as the game ended as it was Grasshoppers 0, Prantos 3. RB Tomito were very, very good in the first couple minutes of the game. They were very sharp, but they got themselves a free kick as he was fouled by Barella. Robin van Persie is trying to score from a free kick from outside of the box, but it hit the brick wall. Lionel Messi was so close in the 15th minute of the matchup to try and make it 1-0 to City, but it went wide. Then Thomas Hersey trying to make it 1-0 to City, but it was a save from David Seaman as Maradona gave the ball to him and Seaman saved it. David Seaman was very sharp for Tomito as he made a great save from a great cross from Messi, and defenders blocked it away. In the 31st minute of the matchup, Georgetown City finally got onto the lead as it was a great goal from Thomas Hersey from a great cross from Aurier. He might have had a bad week from scoring an own goal against Juventus last week, but he did a cross to assist Thomas Hersey to get themselves their first goal of the league campaign. In the second half, Georgetown City really want to extend their lead from 1-0 to 2-0 as Lionel Messi crossed the ball into the penalty box, but the ball was pinging and ponging, while David Seaman made a great save as Neymar and also Thomas Hersey trying to have a shot against him, but it hit the post at the end. RB Tomito got themselves finally back in the game in level pegging in the last seconds of the matchup from a goal from Robin van Persie and trying to make the game as a draw in the end of the match. But the game actually ended as it was a draw between these two teams, as both teams dropped points in their first game of the PremierLiga campaign. Their new manager Carlo Ancelotti for Feyenoord, Los Andreas Soccer Club really tried their best to make it their worst day under their first manager's first game in charge, but it was a save by Manuel Neuer. Then Los Andreas Soccer Club trying to get a goal from a corner, but it went to the goalkeeper's hands. And then Los Andreas Soccer Club to try and get a goal before half-time, as it was Henry Alecari who could have scored, but it went from a save from Manuel Neuer once again. But however, Feyenoord were very close to try and get a goal before half-time, as Luka Modric gave the ball into the box, as it was a bit of tangled right into the box between Lewandowski and Aguero, but went back to the goalkeeper. The talisman Alan Shearer came off in the 58th minute of the matchup to be replaced by Mario Mandzukic. That could be a very controversial substitute. Then Feyenoord had lots of opportunities in the second half as Sergio Aguero gave the ball to Golstinho and he could have scored, but it went wide. But finally, in the 67th minute of the matchup, Robert Lewandowski scored his first goal and Wales' first goal of the season to kick off their season away from home. And then Wales again trying to get a second goal from Sergio Aguero to give the ball there to Bernardo Silva, but it went wide. And then Los Andreas Soccer Club got themselves a free kick from a foul by Stefan Davuj. But in the late stages of the game, Wernald made it 2-0 as Bernardo Silva gave the ball to Robert Lewandowski and placed it into that bottom left corner to make it 2-0 as the Polishman trying to make it 2-0 and win the game for Wernald. It was a huge win for Carlo Ancelotti's Wernald, as it's his first game in charge as manager for the club, and they got themselves the first win of the first game of the season away from home. And then obviously Los Andreas Soccer Club had a good opportunity in the first part of the matchup, but it was a header, but it went wide from Leon Dyer. And then obviously South Coast Rangers went on the counter-attack they did, but it was stopped by a challenge from Taylor Neal to give away a free kick to Lucas Digne. But he was only warned by the referee. However, South Coast Rangers' free kick was more of a good free kick, in fact, from Benjamin Pavard as he crossed it in towards the penalty box. Not quite, and obviously it was a header away there from Pompey. And then obviously Los Andreas Pompey trying to get a goal before half-time as Alex Hunter gave the ball to Alan Scholes, but it hit the post, the closest they've ever been in the matchup so far. But in the second half, South Coast Rangers scored by an own goal as the defender of the team scored an own goal by mistake as South Coast made it 1-0. But then Youssef Poulsen taken advantage out of that own goal from Pompey to extend it to make it 2-0 as he made it only his goal for South Coast. And then South Coast made it 3-0 in the matchup as David Trezeguet gave the ball to Poulsen, and then Poulsen gave the ball to Rento Sanchez, the Portuguese, and he made it 3-0 away from home. But Los Andreas Pompey weren't giving up just yet, as they scored a consolation goal in the 90th minute of the matchup from a goal from Mike Adams for Los Andreas Pompey. But the game ended here at the St Charles Park Stadium as it was Los Andreas Pompey 1, South Coast Rangers 3. Obviously Los Andreas Pompey and Portsburg did kick off the game so badly for Portsburg as they gave away a free kick as Wilfred Burney was fouled by the defender for the team, William Akpong. But Berghouse's free kick didn't go anywhere for South Coast Rangers as Portsburg United had the ball in that end and they really took it to the other end of the pitch and scored by a goal from Johan Cruyff to kickstart Portsburg United's leagues campaign with a goal in the 15th minute of the matchup. As Sporting St Lake were trailing by 1-0, Sporting St Lake trying to get some magic on their own as they had a chance for a goal there from Berghouse, but it went wide. Finally, Samuel Eto'o made it 1-1 as Sporting St Lake finally got a goal of their own as it was a great goal from Eto'o to make it 1-1. But then Portsburg United from obviously Pele striked it, but it was a save from the goalkeeper Bill Hilton. But Portsburg had a chance for a 2-1 lead, but it was from Ben Jones, headed it, but it went wide. But then Portsburg United's defender, William Truson Akpon, did actually foul Wilfred Burney to hopefully keep the game as a draw. However, Sporting St Lake trying to get a goal to make it 2-1. But unfortunately it wasn't the case as Portsburg United's defender defended it off Joe Michael to clear it away. And then Ben Robson for Sporting St Lake gave the ball to Wilfred Burney, then Andre Arshavin to Golmes, and he could have made it 2-1 but it was saved by Peter Schmeichel. And then Berghouse crossed the ball into the penalty box, but it was a save by Peter Schmeichel. There was a chance for Portsburg United to try and make it 2-1 in the matchup, but it wasn't the case. But the game ended at the Wellard Road Stadium as it was Portsburg United 1, Sporting St Lake 1 in the first game of the PremierLiga season. The official results for Matchday 1 of the PremierLiga as it was Addis Gunners 4, Iceberg Forest 1, Cobham Town 0, Goldfield Boys United 3, Hashtag United 1, the Georgington Red Devils 2, Assenfield Terriers 0, Cheska Blue Tigers 4, Inter Taloga 2, Padres Impact 0, Grasshoppers United 0, Parantos 3, Georgington City 1, RB Tomito 1, Los Andreas Soccer Club 0, Warenord 2, Los Andreas Pompey 1, South Coast Rangers 3, Portsburg United 1, Sporting San Lake 1. The official table for the PremierLiga for Matchday 1. At the top of the table we have his Chesco Blue Tigers, who are top with 3 points. In second we have his Goldfield Boys United with 3 points. In third we have his Addis Gunners with 3 points. In fourth we have his Parantos with 3 points. In fifth we have his Intertaloga with 3 points. In sixth we have his Warenord with 3 points. In seventh we have his South Coast Rangers with 3 points. And in eighth we have his the Georgington Red Devils with 3 points. And in ninth we have his Georgington City with 1 point. And in 10th we have his Portsburg United with 1 point. 11th we have his Red Bull Tomito with 1 point. In 12th we have his Sporting San Lake with 1 point. In 13th we have his Hashtag United with 0 points. In 14th we have his Los Andreas Pompey with 0 points. In 15th we have his Los Andreas Soccer Club with 0 points. In 16th we have his Padres Impact with 0 points. In 17th we have his Iceberg Forest with 0 points. In 18th we have his Coventry Town with 0 points. And in 19th and 20th we have his Grasshoppers and Hassenfield Terriers in 0 points. And that's all we have time for here today for Matchday 1 of the PremierLiga action. We'll be back, of course, for next week with more PremierLiga action next weekend. Until then, for myself here today, Gary Walker, goodbye for now.